What's up guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of Rocket League 101. As you're aware, Rocket League has just been made free to play, and there has been a massive increase in players. Now I've been playing this game for a while now, slightly a bit over 4.5 years. I've got about 3,500 hours in the game, and I'd like to give back to the community a little bit, and hopefully help you improve your Rocket League gameplay. So if you're new to the game, and you've just done the tutorial, and you're on this main screen where I am, I would definitely recommend not even hopping into free play or even a game yet. I would definitely recommend going into the options tab, and that's what we'll be focusing on this episode. So once you're in the options tab, you are gifted with 8 tabs. These are all different, and hopefully I'll be going through majority of them. Some you don't really need to go through, and they're quite self-explanatory, but I'll just show you the most vital options. So in gameplay, there's only 2 really that I care about. It's text chat and cross-platform play. Text chat, all that does is basically allow you to see what people have written / people's quick chats. If you're easily offended, I'll definitely disable this, just in case you might enter some toxic Rocket League game. And it can also, having it disabled can prevent tilt. The next one is cross-platform play. If you want to play with anyone, say you're on PC and you want to play with someone on Xbox, this has to be ticked. This has to be ticked. Other than that, this is pretty much, you don't really need anything in here. So yeah, you can just go onto camera. This is the camera tab. In my opinion, one of the most important options. What this does is this controls your view in game. So we'll start off at the very top here, which is camera preset. These are the Rocket League presets that they've already made. This isn't really too important because we'll be changing these. The minute you change it, it will set to custom, so you don't really need to worry about that. Camera shake, I recommend turning this off. Majority of pros do. It's just annoying, so yeah, I definitely recommend turning that off. Field of view. What this is pretty self-explanatory. This is your field of view. Most pros keep this at 108 to 110. I keep mine at 110 because I can see a larger range of things than people that are on 61. Distance. What this is camera to the car. So majority of pros, they will use anything from 260 all the way up to 290. So next one, height. So what height is basically the height of the camera. Most pros use from anything from 90 all the way up to 120. Angle. This is the angle of your camera. Majority of pros use anything from -3 all the way up to -5. Stiffness. This is the stiffness of the camera when driving. I would play around with this setting because this is definitely one that is down to personal preference. But what majority of pros use are anything from 0.35 all the way up to 0.45. Swivel speed. This is once again down to personal preference. This doesn't really matter, but this is basically what it does is it controls the speed of your right stick. Yeah, so where you look around with your right stick. Position speed. Now this is on and off ball cam. And what I mean by that is in the game you can switch ball cam on, which basically will only keep your camera locked in on the ball, or you can have ball cam off. What this does is it's the transition between you switching. This is once again down to personal preference. What I will say is once you've watched the video, definitely recommend going into free play and just kind of messing about, see what each camera setting does, and try and do it within them parameters to your own preference. Right, moving on to controls. Now in controls, I would say that this is massively down to personal preference. Steering sensitivity and aerial sensitivity, they're once again their personal preference. I use mine at 1 and 1. I just find it easier, but I know that a lot of people play higher. So this is once again down to personal preference. Controller dead zone, I would definitely recommend anywhere from 0.5 all the way up to 0.10. And what this does is this just controls your dead zone of your left stick to the point of where you start turning. And dodge dead zone is the one where you start flipping. So I would definitely put this above 0.60 and probably below 0.90. Once again, personal preference on controller vibration. It's just the vibration that the controller gives off. I've got mine disabled because I get annoyed by it, but once again, it's all down to your personal preference. Full camera mode. So what this is this is the mode that I was talking about, a camera where you can switch between ball cam and ball cam off. So I definitely would keep this on toggle. And what that does is basically allows you to switch, whereas if you put it on hold, then you'd have to hold to toggle off ball cam. I would definitely keep on toggle. Push to talk, down to you, personal preference. Mouse sensitivity, playing with mouse and keyboard. Once again, mouse input acceleration time, mouse and keyboard again. This is all personal preference. Keyboard aerial safety, once again, all personal preference. Going up to view change bindings, I left this till last because it's quite a big one. I'd say that default controls are okay, but I would definitely put this down to personal preference. The controls that I use are very widespread above the Rocket League pros. Like, a lot of pros will use my settings. Well, I use their settings. So, well, drive forward R2. Obviously, if you're playing on Xbox, RT. I'm not going to go through them all because it will take me ages. But drive forward R2, drive backwards L2, jump X, boost circle, power slide L1. Yeah, and air roll L1. That will be explained in a future video. Focus on ball. Obviously, these are just default controls. These air roll right, I stick on R1, and that will be explained in another video. But this is all down to personal preference. I will be doing a video on different bindings for different hand placements, just so that you can see what best possible controls you can have for your hand placements, because I know everyone plays differently. So I'll be doing another video on that. So moving on to interface. Very first one, interface scale. I keep this at 75%. Don't want it too big, don't want it too small. I keep it right in the middle. And it kind of is, you know, I can read everything. It's perfect for me, but it's down to personal preference. Display scale, I keep this at 100% because this gives me the best possible FOV, which is field of view. Nameplate scale, I keep this at 150 because that means I can constantly see where the other people are, so other like enemy players or my teammates. Pretty much all the way down to ball arrow, you don't really need to worry about. Ball arrow, I would say keep that on. Reason being is because it gives you a little arrow, so when you turn off ball cam, you'll know where the ball is. Very vital, I would definitely use it. Performance graphs, like I said, like these are all kind of irrelevant. So yeah, move on to video. Now we're in video settings. We'll go to the first one, which is Windows settings. This is all down to personal preference. Obviously, resolution, try and max it out. I keep mine on full screen. I like it like that. And I turn off vertical sync. Majority of people will turn off vertical sync, including pros. On to basic settings, I've turned off anti-analyzing. Render quality is high quality. Render detail is custom. I like to play at 144 frames because my monitor is 144 Hertz. So that's kind of the max it can produce anyway. Moving on to advanced settings. These are all, like, I would say they're texture detail, high performance, well detail, high quality, just so you've got, you know, you've got a bit of quality in the game. Particle detail, performance. All these I turn off because I just think they're distractions, except from transparent goalposts, which means you can see through goalposts. Massive kind of advantage. But yeah, these are all like custom down to you, so you can change these in any way you want. But if I was you, I'd personally use these settings. I took these from pro settings, so yeah, I would definitely recommend these. Moving on to audio. Once again, this is all down to personal preference. Obviously, it's self-explanatory as well. This is just obviously in-game audio and music. So we'll ditch that one and we'll move on to chat. Chat's pretty self-explanatory as well. This is all quick chats. This is controlled by D-pads or just obviously with text chat, you can just type anything you want when you're playing mouse and keyboard, so it doesn't really matter. But for quick chat, yeah, this is just D-pad. You can set it to whatever you like. Going on to extras. This is just redeem code, which will redeem a valid code in exchange for an in-game item. Check for external match. Check to see if you have any pending external match invites. Support, which takes you to an internet page of Rocket League support. Parental control. It's all quite self-explanatory, and then you've got the legal agreements. And that's about it in terms of options. So now we have finished talking about all the options that there are currently in Rocket League. I would highly suggest going into training and just trying all out them different camera settings. Try out all different control binds. I'll be linking a couple of pages down in the description. First one being prosettings.net. That will tell you the best pro settings to use in terms of camera settings and video settings. Another one is Liquipedia. That is a website that you can view all pros camera settings and control bindings, also what equipment that you use, all that kind of stuff, so you can look at that. And in the meanwhile, I would definitely, like I said before, go into free play, test them out, see what ones work best for you, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more, turn the bell on, and peace.